For only just over a month, whilst in stark contrast, the players from Spartak Moscow, who are now on the offensive and looking to put something together, have been playing together that had never been on a plane before this past weekend when they made their way to South Africa. And that just is a story in and of itself, as the ball will trickle into the net, but the club, some as long ago as a decade. Turned into a wide position. Here's the terrifying pace of Faizullin. Must be one of the quickest players in this competition in terms of just raw pace, running into hoping to get something from that and backing themselves to beat the other two sides in their group. Cleared off the line and then headed in, diving to get his head to the ball. There's Morgунов. And Black Africa Hopsol on the back foot early.
Well, the ball wasn't dealt with properly. From the moment it was crossed in, I don't think the keeper was positioned properly, and he went out, you know, and he was in no man's land. Also, the defenders inside there didn't attack the ball, or they were late attacking the ball. Even the second ball wasn't dealt with properly. So it's a lot of elementary mistakes there from the complete defending of Black Africa Hopsol.
Rico Burringer made the initial clearance. It wasn't the best, and when the ball came immediately back at him, it wasn't well set. This could be a second, and it is! Easy as you like. Iosifov has doubled the advantage for the Russians, and knowing how they're capable of defending a lead 10 minutes in, it already doesn't look good for Black Africa.
Well, you mentioned earlier about Spartak taking a cautious approach when they came up against Predеус, but now they see today that this one is for the taking. So they're having a go at it. As you can see, they scored the first goal, but they still pushed on, went forward. The nice, well orchestrated move.
Most importantly, according to their coach, to see the level that their peers are at, to understand where they need to be at in order to pursue a career as a professional footballer. As that shot goes in from range, according to the coach, that he could bring back almost half his squad were they to appear in 2019. Ah, here come Moscow. Oh, that's lovely from Faizullin. Slips his man through, and they've reached the quarter of an hour mark. It's not exactly as if Spartak have dominated possession, but they do have a bigger share of it at this point in the game. It's Carl Webb.
Too much, because they are business-minded.
It's still alive, and it's number 3. Predeus is the man to net. Delightful little cutback from Bakaluk. And just past the quarter of an hour mark, this is looking like it could be a landslide here.
It definitely does. A set piece again. Cross being played in, pull back, and it just looks so easy. And once again, you cannot shy away from, you know, faulting the defense there, because they were just passive there, and they were just onlookers. They never even attempted to defend, which is something that would frustrate
from this point, but it looks likely that we will see 3 European teams at least in the semi-finals. We already have Club Brugge tied up already at the end of this game, simply because they are level on points currently with Black Africa, but have a goal difference that is 2 superior, and well, coming into it, and is at the moment 5 the outcome of the group, and it has turned out that way. They really couldn't afford to rely on favors from Black Africa. They needed to do the job themselves, and they couldn't get it done. Faizullin now steers it across the box. Black Africa escape.
Creating more opportunities and probably getting a goal or 2, because at the rate they're going, it could just get worse.
Ball steered across into the grateful palms of Carl Webb. Here's Kilipi. Now on the offensive are the Russian team, just ghosting past the defensive line brilliantly, and can't apply the finish. A young man who's already hit the back of the net, Nikita Iosifov.
Blistering pace from the young man. He's a big threat. He's got a lot of goals. It's from Iceland, right?
Yeah, Icelandic. Here's Fazulin, steers it across, and the goalkeeper gets down.
They try and get the ball in the offensive third and push for a set piece in and around the area, or maybe even a corner kick where they would float in balls into the passes and find him with a pass and have a flowing game, because then he gets on the ball more and he gets into situations where he can do magic with the ball.
There's a lovely exchange of passing, and it will end up at the feet of Fazulin.
He decides wrong again. And his teammate is frustrated now, because now it turns into a congested area.
That was a good run, but a good tackle in the end. Kandetu. Well, you wonder what the mandate would have been for the Russians. Were they tasked with extending the lead by their coach or not? Here comes in a shot.
Wouldn't be surprised. Very clever striker.
Card. Kamatuko has made use of the link to 1860 Munich. He has a goal. It's in. It's number 4. It's taken quite some time, but the substitute, Kosonogov, gets number 4.
Well, you come on and you score a goal. I mean, you plant a seed in the coach's head to say, I'm here for the reckoning. And once again, it's that one, intention to get behind the defense with pace. And that's what they did even here.
Kandetu is a very lucky boy, and Abram Mashala would still be well within his right to book him still. And had it not been a goal, I think it would have been a red, most definitely. On Friday. Still got 2 more games to play.
Well,
could be another here. Sorry. Iosifov fires into the... it's been a lesson and a valuable one for Black Africa Hopsol. Ball put into a good area. Goalkeeper forced to make a save. Now, could be a 5th, and... ball started last year's competition with 2 wins, but didn't go to plan from that point on. They lost a crucial game 3 after 60 minutes, which meant that they could only play off for 7th place and not 5th place had they won that game. Maybe looking for a 5th here. Vygovsky puts it on a platter for Kosonogov, who's only been on the field for about 10 minutes and he has 2 goals already to his name.
Keeper disappointed in himself. It is a good cross. I think it was very tempting, and it forced him to come out. Unfortunately, he couldn't reach it, and it was just an easy header for Kosonogov.
2 of the substitutes.